Hey there, welcome to day. No, it's not a day. Hey, are you using? I might need to start over. Happy Monday, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Are you using physical IDEANCE process step 4 to supersize and grow your business yet? Are you doing it yet? I ask that because I'm of the mind everybody should be using processes and systems and tools that work to grow and build our business every day, right? We should be taking the things that work for us and making them automatic so we get continued predictable, great results. Well, step 4 of our process, the IDEANCE process, the one we came up with in January this year, is action. One of the most important things we need to do is take action. We can think and we can plan and we can plot and we can practice and we can research and we can commiserate and we can compare ourselves to others all day long. But if we don't take some sort of action to move us in the direction we want to go, guess what? We're going to stay where we are, or we're going to actually move backwards because the world around us is always moving, whether we choose to move or not. So one of my favorite steps of any process is the, hey, I'm going to take some inspired action here step. And so today, let's talk about how do we decide what that action is? How do we know what the next right thing is to do? I say, use a tool. I've got a whole bunch of tools in my toolbox. My lovely graphics, we know what a great artist and backwards writer I am, these are just a few of the different analyzing tools that I use. Now, if it's a super complicated problem, I hop on the computer and I use a sophisticated computer-aided decision-making process. But for most of what we talk about, most of how we run our business, we don't need that. The plain old plus or minus, my dad taught me when I was a little girl, is probably enough for 90% of the decisions and the things we need to think about on any given day. But every once in a while, we need a slightly more complicated or more sophisticated tool, like, of course, my favorite urine analysis tool. This is my second favorite. My favorite pros, cons, plus or minus. My second favorite is the urine analysis, mostly because the name irritates people. And I think that's just a little bit of fun we get to have in our own business. So today, I was looking through my little pile of tools. We got the Eisenhower matrix, we got pros and cons, we got urine analysis, decision making. We've got the 3 E's. We've got the 6 thinking hats, all kinds of ways we could look at it. But today we are going to use the 3E tool, who I can't remember who I learned it from, but I turned it into a 5E tool because I like to take the tools that I learn about, test them out a little bit, and then make them my own. And so what I did, the 3 original E's are effective, effort level, and emotional readiness. So I'm going to take today, and I will show you in my handy dandy notebook, exactly how I do this. I pick the 3 options that I think are most attractive to me. I put them in columns. Then I write the 5 E's on the column on the left. I'm going to rate each of these on a scale of 1 to 3 because I have 3 options. And I'm going to give the highest rating, the 3, to the one I feel will be, number 1, most effective. Which one do I think will be most effective? So what did I put here? I need a magnifying glass, of course. I selected get a coach and somebody to help me, which would be done with me. I can hire somebody to do it for me. And we're talking about organizing and setting up my work areas in a way that is conducive to me being more efficient and more effective. And then third, that would be done for me. So done with me, done for me, or I can do it myself. I can just do a whole plan, do, check, act, and I can just knock it out and do it all by my big self. Which, let's be honest, that one would probably be the easiest. And that's why I do the E's, because what I would come up with and would actually do will be determined by my rating of these instead of my, I should just do it myself. Because my propensity is to just do everything myself. And that doesn't always work out that well for me or anyone else, right? How many people here do way too many things themselves? Yeah. And that's part of why I do this every day, is so that we realize we don't have to do everything ourselves. We're not out there on our own, even though it often feels like that, especially in business and entrepreneurship on the bad days anyway. All right. So let's just look at one of these to give you an idea of how I apply this tool. So let's look at a coach. Effectiveness of having a coach me through how to do this. That I suspect would be very, very effective. Effort level, it's me doing it still and them just coaching me through it. So it's going to take a pretty high effort level and it's going to take a lot of my energy, right? So if it takes a lot of my energy, I'm going to give it a lower number. If it's expensive, expense and energy are the two E's that I added. And both of them, if it's more expensive, it gets a lower number. If it takes more of my energy, it gets a lower number. But it's definitely a 3 for effectiveness or I guess a 2, because done for me would be super effective and it would be low energy, high resources probably, but low energy. And so all I have to do is find the right person, hire them, and put them to work on it. Emotional readiness. Am I emotionally ready to hire somebody and turn over my entire life and personal work areas to them? I'm probably not emotionally ready for that. So that's going to get a low number because I'm not emotionally ready for it. There. Ooh, the honesty comes out. And do it yourself. That's going to take a lot of my energy. So that's going to get a lower number. Do it myself. I'm emotionally ready probably to do it myself. That's going to get a higher number, either 2 or 3. Effective. I don't know how effective it'll be, right? Let's be, again, really honest. I've been putting up with the way it is for a long time. And I just make little tweaks here and there, which means that someday it might be all nice and perfect and organized. But for right now, it just is what it is. And maybe that's not the best philosophy for supersizing and growing me or my business. It's for me to decide. So that's how we use the tool. If you have any questions about this, just hit me up and ask. Like anything else, we have to actually test it out and tweak it and make it our own. We have to try it, try to apply the framework. And if you're having a hard time understanding, okay, how would I rate this on the E's? I guarantee in like 2 minutes, we can knock the whole thing out. You'll have your number. You'll know which choice and alternative to follow. And then it's just a matter of deciding, okay, what action am I going to take next? Just what action today? Maybe it's all I have to do is go online and spend 5 minutes researching different organizational coaches, etc. Maybe it's you just have to pick up the phone and call somebody. Maybe you have to phone a friend and ask them for a recommendation for somebody you can hire to trust and throw into your personal space and feel comfortable about it. All right. Again, any questions, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.